Hey there, happy Monday! Thanks for joining me for a craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And this is my last week here, you guys, scheduled. I will be popping in here and there, I think, after this week. But I will be here Monday through Thursday this week at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, so we can relax and craft together. But after this week, I will be just popping on whenever, pending I feel okay. So that's the plan. I've been just so tired lately with the baby stuff. So we're just gonna see how that goes. So make sure you're on the text message list for the live streams. There should be a link for that below, and then you'll be notified, when I go on, since it is going to be random times and random days from this week out. So thanks again for joining me. We are going to try to assemble as much as we can of our ABC quilt this week in the next 4 days. So I'm going to kind of go assembly line style, I think. We kind of went over the process last week, and now I just want to sew this puppy together, and then it's going to be a lot of hand stitching. So I'd like to actually have it sewn by at least the rows. We got to finish all the rows before we can put the rows together. But it'd be nice to have like as much rows finished as possible in the next day or two. So that's the plan, and then we can get the hand stitching on, which will be the back of the piece a little bit. Once that's done, we still have to put the rows together and a binding and, endless amount of steps for a quilt, but we're definitely getting there. I feel good about it. So, all right, let's get going. All right, we're all set up here. Here's our little guide of the rows. So last week, we did add the corner pieces to our first row. So that one's ready to stitch the back pieces. Our second row is completely done. We had that done beforehand. And then we have these 4 rows minus the quilt label block. But we should be able to assemble all of these rows. And then we got to finish them by stitching the back, and then we can sew all the rows together. But we got it all organized. So what I think I'm going to do, and here's all my sashing pieces. What I think I'd like to do is assembly line do this today. So I'm hoping I don't get too messed up, but I'm going to start by sewing the right piece on each block. So I don't have to do that for the last block of each row, but the first 4 blocks get sashing on the right side, on the front and back. And then I think I want to do that for the whole thing. Just go through this whole stack and just try and just assembly line do it, because I think it's going to speed things up. And then we'll go back and assemble the I to the J and then the K to the L, and we'll just assemble 2 by 2s, and then we'll assemble the 2 pieces together, and then we still have the last piece. So we'll have to do some other assembly for that. But anyway, I think that's the process. So again, check out last week's one if you want the whole process through a little bit. We didn't do any hand stitching last week, but we'll get there. I'm kind of at the stage of things that I just want to get every step done as fast as possible. Oh, Mary says, your quilting is fabulous. It's so cool to see that each block is different. That's what I love about the quilt as you go process, is that we were able to just play with each block and just practice quilting, which was fun. Okay, so let's figure this out again. So each one of these blocks minus the last one in the row, the trick is not going to get is going to be not getting confused doing this tonight. But I'm going to, let's get this guy out too. I think I'm going to just, and I have my stack of sashing here. I'm going to just grab as needed. And I'm not going to look at the different kinds. I'm just going to grab one and stick it on. So we need a front piece and a back piece with each one. So right sides together on the front, and then the right side up on the back. And I'm going to start with just matching up the back. So all I'm doing is matching up the edges. I think I matched up good enough. All right. These are 1-inch strips that we kind of just assembled together. There we go. All right, we're gonna add a few clips. So I could actually go through all these and clip them, but I don't want to do that. I want to get sewing. So we're gonna just clip and clip, I think we'll do. All right, and let's run this through the machine. Let's get a stiletto here. That'll be helpful. So again, I'm sticking these sashing pieces onto all of the right sides, like left, right, not like, you know, right and wrong side, but the right sides of these blocks. And then later I will attach them to the next block. So I'm gonna just let it be like that on my machine still, and we're gonna just move on to the next one. I'm just going to keep going like in this manner, just assemble one row and the next row. Super duper assembly line stitching. Actually, really assembly line stitching, I probably would have done these, clipped all these first, but again, meh. It was enough last time dawdling around trimming all of these sashing pieces, but I'm glad we did all the sashing pieces because now we can kind of zoom through it a little bit. Right, yeah, I think we can get away with just the two clips. So just starting up right away, we're gonna have a huge long chain pieced together, all of these guys. So we're gonna make a whole mess around here, but it's gonna, I think this is gonna speed up this process in general. Doing all the same thing all at once. But again, we just have to keep in order. All right, and we'll see how long our bobbin thread lasts tonight too. Oh, the front right side down. Did I mess it up already? Front right side. Oh yeah, the front and the right side minus the last one. I don't know if that made sense. So I'm putting a piece on the back and the front of each of the right edges. Maybe it's just right edge, not right side. That'd be better. Oh, kitten! Yep, I got my little kitty on my arm. Haven't been able to see him lately. It's just been so cold. Actually didn't get out today at all. You guys, I don't know. I napped the literal entire day today. It was just not my day. I feel like John worked a ton today, but then he like napped in the afternoon too. We were just needing we needed some recovery days. So I didn't take a nap on Saturday, which was stupid, I think. We ran some errands and that. And then Sunday I had to like basically nap all day and today. And but I think I'll be good for tomorrow. I've been trying to just sleep on my side at night because at this point I'm supposed to just be sleeping on my side apparently. But dang, that's been tough. So it's been kind of restless sleeping for me this past like week and a half that I've been trying to just sleep on my side. I don't know, like all you side sleepers, how do you like not have all your limbs fall asleep or like your back get all cricked or whatever? I'm just not understanding it. I'm usually a pretty much a back sleeper. Like I'll start on my side, like I'll start on my side and then roll to the other side just to like get comfy in the first, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. And then I will ooh, I gotta remember I'm not supposed to do the last one. I gotta still pay attention here. But then I usually end up on my back. But man, just trying to be on my front or on my side has not been going great. Okay, these two pieces are like assembled a little bit funny, but I think we'll be fine. I think we won't actually need these patchwork pieces down here. So I don't know. I got one of those pillows that sort of like wedges, there's like a wedge on each side of the pillow to like kind of keep you on your side a little bit. But it's so uncomfortable for me to be on my side that long. It's just annoying. And I don't even think because of like baby stuff, just like because it's not where my body wants to be. And so it's just, I feel like I'm awake all night and like tossing and turning and stuff. So I was just napping on the couch for the whole day. I might get rid of that wedge thing tonight and just put some other pillows about and see what happens, but I'm not having it yet. So it's not like a giant body pillow thing. I don't know if I'd be able to deal with one of those gigungous ones. It's just like two little like wedges that are attached underneath, and I think that attaching underneath thing is part of the problem. I don't know. Maybe I'll just put that on one side tonight and just try some other pillows. I don't know. Hasn't been fun though. All right, so here's the last one of the row. So I don't need to do that one because that would just go to the border. I don't need to do that. So this one I'm just gonna set to the side. So that's basically row one here. I'm gonna just keep on moving. Let's just do all of these puppies right away. Which will mean like we'll probably be going through our whole stack here. That'll be kind of interesting. So this might be the day, just like putting all these, getting this whole first bit done. Again, we're assembly line doing this today, basically. I want this one on the front. He's cute. So again, we're doing all of this little bit of sashing, and then we'll after this we'll assemble the pieces to the pieces next to it. But we're assembly line doing it, getting all of one part done, because why not? I think it'll end up being a little bit faster doing this way, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's go for getting her done in speed. Oh, Lynn says, I just finished the daffodils. Yay, they are so pretty. I used the couching. Use couching for the word daffodils. Ooh. Let me know if you posted it in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I'd love to see. That's a great way to do the text. The daffodil again is our embroidery of the month. I know we haven't been stitching the embroidery of the month live, so I'm happy that you guys have been still doing them. We opted to get this guy kind of done with our limited time instead. This is gonna just like start going off the table soon. But yeah, so that's awesome. It's the birth month flowers is what we've been doing for that. Oh gosh, it feels like this is one of the ones that we just did. It feels like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, it's gonna be a new month soon here again, you guys. So the next flower will be coming out sooner than later. Time is just shimmy shammying by, that's for sure. We have our next baby appointment on Wednesday, so we'll get to see baby again. That's exciting. Get this. Oop, back. All right. Get the little piggy. Oh, Marianne says a hint of spring here today. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did not even make it out. I was literally on the couch all day. So put a pillow between your knees and lay on your side will help your hips. So I think I have like a little pillow between my knees, but I think I'm gonna try like a heftier pillow and see if that. I don't have a recliner, so I can't try that. And actually, I think that's how I initially like hurt my hip. Is I was kind of sleeping propped up. This is way at the beginning of the pregnancy before I even realized I was pregnant. But I slept a little upright one night because I was sick, and my hip just like hurt from just being in that upright position too. So I'm a little nervous about being upright like that and sleeping. And that too, I'm not gonna like fall asleep like that. I am not a good sleeper. John can just fall asleep anywhere, anytime, like a magic trick. And I don't know, even though I was napping all day, I wasn't really like sleeping. So that's annoying too. I would just like nice big long, nice, happy sleep. That would be good. So I'll try the different pillow configuration tonight, and you guys can ask me how it went tomorrow. But man, oh, I like to soak a guy in the like field, the grass. All right, and then the next one, the raccoon is the next one, and that's the end of the row again, so we don't stitch that one. I am like super trusting that I put these in order though, because I just realized I haven't looked at any of these if I've done them correctly, like in order of the quilt, but we did place them in order beforehand. So I'm trusting past self that present self is fine. I think we've been okay so far, but maybe I should be checking. And at worst, we'll just have like one that has some stitching on here that we can just pull out, but I think we're fine still. Oh, Linda just posted the daffodils. I will check it out when I'm done here tonight. We haven't purchased like a single baby related thing yet. Here's the raccoon, so I'm setting him aside. That's the end of the row. All right, I'm gonna just do a quick check of the order right now. So S T U V. Okay, yep, and then the W we set aside. Okay, I was scaring myself. So we're at the second to last row though now. So then we can snip all these and then start assembling them to each other. Oh, we grabbed just a ton here just now. But yeah, we haven't gotten a single thing for baby yet, so we have to figure all that out. And man, I'm definitely feeling right now that time is catching up. And I feel like this week, I think maybe it had to do with, or I mean, it's only Monday, but like, so the past last week and this week, let's just say, or maybe like, gosh, maybe it's only been a few days actually. Let's say 3 days. I've definitely, I don't know. I feel like baby has moved a little bit, and or maybe is just bigger and is like kicking in new places that do not feel as gentle, and it's just the not being able to sleep as much, and I'm just more achy and stuff now, and it just having anything like physically wrong or physically like straining with my body just makes me exhausted. So it's making me feel like, holy crap, time is catching up, and we have so much to do, and I haven't thought about any of that yet. I was putting all that off to think about till about now, and it's now, so. Oh, goodness. Gotta get it together. When are you due? I'm due May 30th. So we have a whole 2 months, but do we? That's a question mark. Oh, God. And time has just been like cruising, so that 2 months is gonna be like here and gone. Like 2 seconds. Got a lot of these are kind of some long pieces here. Where's the Gretchen says it'll all come together. I promise. Okay, good. I'm gonna hold you to that. And the upstairs just has a lot to do yet. I think, so we're kind of like, we've been remodeling. By we, I mean not me. John and his uncle and dad have been coming over, like, they've been coming over almost every week and weekend we're redoing our, like, basically unfinished attic to have a whole bathroom that didn't exist before, and a little nursery. And that just has a ways to go yet. It looks like it has a ways to go, but I think it's in that, I think they've actually tackled all the really, really difficult stuff. So I think it's just going to zoom me on through now. But, it's at that stage where there's just stuff everywhere. But it'll definitely get done. Ooh-wee. Paula says, make sure to get the car seat. They won't let you take her home without it. I know, isn't that something? Yeah, I gotta figure that out yet. I think my brother and his wife have a suggestion for that. There's like a car seat that or that they got with, like, the carrier thing or whatever, and then the carrier just clips in to the car seat, so you can just like carry, and then it clips in as is. And you can also clip that into oh my god, a stroller. Jeez. couldn't think of words. So you can basically clip and unclip this thing into different car seats. So I was talking to my mom about it, and she's like, oh, you could get one for, the car, and then they could have the same one, and Justin and Mel could have the same one, and so everything would just click together. So I thought that was kind of a nifty deal. So I have a link to that, but I haven't looked at it yet. That's what I was gonna do Sunday was just like go through your guys' list on Facebook, and the list that I got from the doctor, and the list from my family, and try and figure out what questions I have for the doctor on Wednesday. But I just like literally slept all day, so I didn't do any of that. But that's the plan yet. Okay, letter V, and then the next one we don't. We don't put one on. His little gold teeth. Forgot about that. I don't know. Can you tell I'm freaking out yet? Oh god. We're just gonna have to like mass get all that stuff all at once. It's just gonna be like a big Amazon dump or something, or just all the websites all at once, and we're gonna be getting like 300 freaking packages for like the period of a week. That's how we do here. We bulk. We wait and wait and wait till we need a bunch of things, and then we just get it all. And then we wait another 6 months and do it again. Ooh, but they put the tile in the bathroom for the shower in the new bathroom. And by making this new bathroom, we'll have 2 bathrooms in the house now. So we only had like the one itty bitty one. And so this is gonna be like game changer, having more than one bathroom in the house. So that's especially with the baby and all that, and if we have family over, so it's gonna be like so good having that second bathroom. All right, we got a corner block, we got the X, the Y, and the Z, and I am gonna put one on the Z because this is where we have the quilt label one that we haven't done yet. So there's an extra block here. So this isn't actually the last block. There's one more. So I am gonna put one on here. Dang, we're on the last row here, people. We'll totally get assemble more of this tonight. Oh, and then here's the ones that we have done. I can just show you these and I can get them out of the way. But here's so here's row number 1. Now with the corners. So we did add the 2 corners last time. So we have not attached them to the back. So here's what the back's gonna look like. We have all of our raw edges, but this is why we're sewing 2 pieces on. So that second piece is going to cross over that seam, and then we'll tuck it under and press it really nice, and then we're gonna hand stitch that down. So the back is gonna have all these little sashing pieces, so it'll be like all these cute little squares on the back as well. But that's how we finish the back with all those raw edges. So this one, which we've already done for these pieces in the middle, but just not the corner pieces. So that's this guy. Throw him to the side. So we'll bring him back when we hand stitch. And then this one is row 2, which is completely done. We've finished this row. So this is D through what? H. So this guy's all done. The backs are all stitched down already. We're just waiting to, till we have all the rows done, and then we'll do another long sashing piece and do this row to the next row. So this guy I'm going to get out of the way too, just so we have more workspace here, because we are getting there. All right, here's our corner pieces. Let's just keep going here. So the front and back. I don't think it matters what one goes where. This is going to be our new front, I guess. Yep, let's get it back. Oh, Gretchen says she got to be in her daughter's, I missed it. Daughter's labor and delivery last December. Ooh, exciting. Oh, which YouTube project of this project shows sandwiching the blocks? It should be, sorry, Lynn, it should be, wait, is that who said that? Yeah, Lynn. It should be earlier in the playlist. I think we just sent out like a link to the playlist. I think the playlists for this are getting a little jumbled, though. We might have to do a little organization coming up on these playlists. It's probably labeling sewing with sashing on, or it's probably somewhere in this, but we'll be getting to that with this process too this week. How wide is the sashing gonna be? Well, this is the sashing, so it's gonna be the same as this. I'm doing 1 inch, and I'm doing 1 inch on the front and the back. Now, for the Splendid Sampler quilt, I did do it a little differently. I did have a folded piece in the back, um, so I just had a fold, and I had a nice clean edge here to stitch down. This is a different way of doing it where I have to tuck it under again. So this is slightly different, Gretchen, than the first Splendid Sampler. It's just another way of doing quilt or the second Splendid Sampler. It's a different way of doing the quilt as you go process, just a hair. And I was just thinking this would be easier, or I wanted to try just a different way of doing it. And it seemed easier because I could just cut all the same size strips for the front and the back. And then just go through. I just have to do that little extra fold over to stitch it down, and I thought I'd rather mess with that than like mess with different size strips. That was my thinking. All right, just a few more, 3 more. Oh yeah, I guess we sandwiched. You're right, we did sandwich. Yeah, maybe I'm just getting my vocab messed up today. But yeah, we did actually, these are all sandwiched and ready to go. We do have the back, the batting, and the front all together. And I guess there wasn't really too much process to it. It was just stack them on top of each other. And we pinned them together. But with these small pieces like this, it was just so easy versus like having to sandwich a whole quilt like on the floor, and I don't have space for that anyway. So this quilt as you go process just really made that easy. Only sandwiching itty bitty things together. Ooh, we're getting bulky over here though. Seams. It's definitely gonna be patchworky. I think almost every one of these has a little patchwork strip together. All right, 2 more. It means we should have 4 more pieces here, and it looks like we do. So we did our math correctly last time. Always exciting. It wasn't even math, it was more just counting, but you know, math adjacent. Oh, I'm thinking you could. Gretchen says, I wonder if you could do quilt as you go in sections for like a king size. I think definitely, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, because you just basically, you're saying like we could be putting like 4 of these blocks together and then like attaching it to a bigger section, or like put, 9 of these blocks together and then do it to a bigger section. I think that's kind of what we're doing for the Splendid Sampler, because I'm putting like 4 blocks. Oh no, I'm doing that before I do the quilt as you go process. Well, I'm sort of doing that with the Splendid Sampler. I'm putting 4 blocks together and then doing the quilt as you go process. I'm not doing the quilt as you go separately for the 4. I'm putting them together and then doing it to the bigger one, but generally it's pretty close to that concept. But yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I think the trick with quilt as you go is this whole sashing deal, though. I have seen it done, though, where you almost do a French seam, or what's that? Not a French seam, like a, what is it called? Like a full seam, a fold seam? That's not right. But like where you sew the like wrong sides together first instead of the right sides, and then you like trim the one seam a little, or maybe you can still fold the wrong sides together and you just trim the one seam and then you tuck the one seam over the other strip, I mean. It's like a seam used in fashion all the time. Starts with an F, I think. No, I can't remember. It's in the realm of French seams, but it's not a French seam. It's just something. I'm not even sure if I'd recognize it if I heard it. But anyway, I've seen people do like the quilt jackets by just a seam like that. Paula, it's not a French seam, but whenever you talk about a French seam, this seam is always talked about too. It's similar to a French seam, like you're hiding the seam within itself, but you have to like cut the one seam. You sew the two seams together, and then you get the two, and then you have to cut one shorter, and then you fold the other one over and like tuck it in, and then sew it. So it's a way to like hide that seam yet. It's like used in like jeans and stuff, I think. I don't know. Like a garment sewing thing. The seam is encased, but that's not what it's called. It's got a name. I'm gonna have to look it up, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what it is. If I don't use it every day, then I forget what they're called. But the seam is yes, encased. But that would be a way to do this too, I think. You could just, and I think I've seen videos of that too, where it's just an encased seam, and because that's a way to do it where you don't have sashing, because you might not want like sashing between every block, right? But I think for that way you still need like an extra big seam allowance. So if you were just doing like normal size or normal blocks, like with a star on it, and the star goes to a point at the edge, then it'd be like a little problem yet, I think. I don't know. I'd have to go hang out in YouTube land to think through that. Look through that again. I think if I were to do that, I'd try and look up quilt as you go, no sashing or something. All right, this is it. Last one. I'm gonna get the leader on here. And scissors, there you are. Oh, that's it. A flat felled seam. Marianne, that is it. A flat felled seam. I knew that. Felt like there was an F in there. 2 F's even. Oh yeah, flat felled seams are used when you sew jeans. Oh yeah, so flat felled seams. That's what I'm thinking of. I mean, it's still kind of bulky, but you are getting rid of a little bit of that bulk, and it'd be a way to like not have the sashing. So I think that'd be kind of cool. All right, let's trim all these. I'm gonna just restack them, so they should all be in order right now. Kind of trusting that. And I'm still gonna leave, I still have my pieces that we didn't put anything on. I'm gonna just leave those up there because I can sew the first few pieces together first. Okay, so here's the okay, so this is the first row, so I just kind of want to keep them together. Yeah, I think I better separate them. Yeah, I could have just stacked them all up, but I think I confused myself by doing that. There should just be 4 in each of these rows, because we got the one hiding up top. All right, so okay, S T U V. Okay. Yay, all our strips aren't hanging out all alone, so we won't lose any strips anymore. That's nice. They're all together. All right, N O P and Q. Okay. And we're back to the first row we worked on. Excellent. All right, next step, let's Okay, so here's our row, basically, and we got our first 2 strips on each of these. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna assemble piece 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna piece 3 and 4 after. So we should have a bunch of doubles by the time we're done here. So, okay, KL. Stick you on my pile here. All right, so I'm gonna ignore this one right now. I'm just gonna put like number 1 to number 2. So, and I'm gonna just double check that I'm putting them in the right order. IJ, yes. So what we're gonna do is I think I'm gonna actually finger press this. I'm gonna press these all really nicely before we hand stitch the back. But I think until then, I think this will do the job. So I'm just finger pressing only the top row or the top sashing piece over. So top sashing piece is now folded over. The other one, the back piece, I'm gonna leave exactly where it is. It's gonna be out of our way. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put right sides together. See, I think we'll go like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna put right sides together with the next piece. So I'm gonna line up that piece with the sashing edge. I also need to line this up really well with the top and bottom of the previous block, so it lines up, so we're not like making some jagged row. All right, and I'm gonna scooch this to the edge of our sashing and throw a few clips in there. I wonder if I need another clip for this step. I think, yeah, let's throw one more in there. There we go. All right, so we're gonna sew along here, and that will have attached our 2 blocks to each other. And so we're just gonna go down the row. Let's just go in our doubles. I don't think we'll quite finish all that today, but, well, actually it's like less seams than doing all these first ones, so maybe we will yet. I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, we got a big old string hanging out here. All right, so I'm gonna just do this one, and I'm leaving it on the machine again. But we can kind of see there's the 2 pieces together. Now I'm gonna move on. So this is the other 2 of that row. I mean, we still have our last one, but you know, we're gonna attach that one later. Okay, so again, let's make sure we're going in the right order. K and L. All right, so let's finger press this K over. I like these 2 next to each other. Lynn, I'm doing my sashing strips 1 inch wide. I think we have a blog post that kind of goes over the measurements and stuff a little bit. If you go to that ABC page on Penguin and Fish, there should be a link to the blog post for all the measurements. But yeah, the sashing, both the front and back, we are doing 1 inch pieces. So ultimately, when we're done in the quilt, they'll be like a 1/2 inch once we get rid of, you know, the 2 seam allowances. Yeah, the sashing strips, Lynn, they're all 1 inch. The front and the back. Okay. We're matched up. Yeah. Ooh, this feels so bulky. Oh, if your machine has a walking foot, it's probably not a bad idea to use that at this point. I don't have any other feet for this machine, so, but it's pretty hardcore. It's doing a good job, I think. All right, that's the row 1 bits. Moving on to row 2. Okay, I'm checking my chart again. Yep, N and O go next to each other. These are cute by each other too. All right, let's finger press. And then we flip. Lynn's asking where the blog post is again. If you go to penguinandfish.com, in the shop, I think there's probably an ABC Stitch Along link, and that'll be like the main link for the project. I think close to the bottom of the page, and that is our blog post. Or in our search bar on our website, you can just type in like ABC Stitch Along, and the blog post might come up at the bottom of that search. That's probably the fastest way to do it. Sorry, I don't have it like a faster. I mean, the link might actually be in the text below here too. I can't remember. Oh, weird. Okay, so on YouTube, you guys, my chat is like broken for some reason. It says I can't chat over there anymore. So if you're asking questions on YouTube, I can't see it anymore. That's dumb. I don't know what's going on there. This feels good to be sewing this quilt together, though. That's pretty nice. Should probably keep an eye on bobbin at some point here. I have a few extra bobbins, but none of them are wound, so I need to do that. Okay, PQ. That is the correct order. Marianne says, love the clips. It makes it so much easier. It really does. Those Wonder Clips, that's top used item in my collection of sewing widgets, I suppose. That would be in a top 5 list for sure, these little Wonder Clips. There's a bunch of generic versions and stuff too that are cheaper, but like just these clips versus pins. So nice to have. I don't know if I line that up very well. Might actually be better to sew from this side, but this has been working fine. You I'm unsure of though. All right. Oh, Noeline just posted the link for the blog post, Lynn, over on the Facebook page. Thanks so much, Noeline. That's awesome. Check TikTok here yet. Oop. Hello, everyone. Hopping in over there. So I do not think I sewed that great. I got a pretty skinny seam allowance here, but I think we'll be fine. All right. We're on the next row. All right. 9:20 already. Okay, so we might get done with sewing these bits together. So that means tomorrow we will probably finish sewing all these rows together. Which is fabulous. And then tomorrow, or then I think, you know, even where we are now, we might even be ready to start hand stitching tomorrow, which would be great. Then after that, I can move my machine out of the way and have even more room for hand stitching. And you don't have to hand stitch. You can machine stitch these down too, but I kind of really like hand stitching, and so I'm just gonna keep going with it, I think, at this point. Even though it'd be faster just to machine stitch it, but then you can see the seam on the front, and I don't know, I'm just gonna keep hand stitching. I'm fine with that. I almost flung that one out of my hand. Okay. Woo, jeez. Flinging something. And U and V. I like these two. They're all so silly. I'm gonna press these for real. But just like right now, this finger pressing seems to be working perfectly fine. But before I do the back, I'll press the front, it's all really nice. And then the back, we'll have to press each sashing piece over really, really well. So we'll be spending time in pressing land when we're done here. We have a little ways to go yet. Before then, though, a couple days or a day. All right, and last row. Okay, so last row we have a corner piece and then the X. Gretchen's asking if I'm having any cravings. I don't think so. I wouldn't categorize anything as a craving, really. I have been eating like a lot of like citrus, which I know isn't supposed to be like great for like heartburn and stuff, but I don't think it's been giving me heartburn like other things have. But I'm not sure if I'm actually craving citrus. I think I'm more dehydrated, and citrus is like so juicy. And now I'm out. I just had my last grapefruit, so I gotta go grocery shopping again. But I just like that in general, so I wouldn't really call that a craving. So nothing has been screaming at me like, oh my god, I need to eat this thing. Which, is good, I suppose, theoretically. Ooh, you are struggling a little bit here. Why is that? Okay. All right, last two for the pairings. Oh, dang, we did get all this done. Yay! I'll snip all these tonight yet, and then we can. What comes next is we have to assemble the twos, I think, and then I think I'll wait till the end to put our last three little bits on. I think that'll be the easiest way to like manage the bulk of all these things laying everywhere. But before tonight's done, like in our last 5 minutes here, I'll snip all these apart and we'll stack them again. And I'm going to stack them by twos just because that'll be fun to see, I think. Yeah, I'm definitely not craving anything out of the ordinary. And I have been getting heartburn, but only when I eat stuff that I don't normally eat. Like if I have like a lot of grains or dairy or stuff, like I just eat like eggs and salad. some protein and some greens. So when I veer from that, then I've been getting heartburn here and there, or if I have some sort of candy or something. So I don't know. I feel the best when I eat in my most normal way. So I'm just trying to stick to that, but that requires prep work, and I haven't been doing too well on all that. All right, let's snip these apart, and we'll just kind of put them in twos, our little pairings of twos. So these are what we'll be putting together next, row by row. But I think I'm going to just stack them, and I'll just keep an eye on my chart to make sure I'm doing it right. Ooh, it's like a quilt coming together here, you guys. Ugh, so cute with the sashing. I think the patchwork sashing is going to look nice with this because, it's a lot of this light color, right? Because that's what we stitched everything on. So little mini pops of color in the sashing, I think is going to be cute. Okay. And this guy, and last up, here we go. All right, so there we go, our little pairings. This is our whole quilt right here. So what we're gonna do tomorrow, and I don't think this is gonna take the whole time tomorrow either. So we're gonna attach the two rows, so this to this, or the two pairs. So we'll have almost our whole row. We'll have to do that like 2 more times or 3 more times or whatever for the rest. And then we'll go back with all these bits of 4s and add our last letter on to the end there. And then we'll be done with the rows. But this felt good doing this all at once versus just doing one pair and then hand stitching the back. I like that we assembly line this. For one, I don't have these sashing pieces hanging out anymore because they're all attached. And then this just feels so far along attached. And yeah, it's just all our loose little bits are going away, which is awesome. So I think I'm gonna actually just leave my clips here, and we'll be ready to go for tomorrow. All right, so our little pairs, they're so little and cute. I did lay this out. I think there's a picture in the newsletter that went out yesterday or today. But I kind of laid them all out on my bed, and it's gonna be just the perfect little crib quilt size. So it's gonna be nice and little, perfect little size to hang on the wall. I think it's gonna be super duper nice. Nice little baby size. And we'll get to see that soon too once we get these rows done. So that'll be nice. I'll take another photo for sure. So all right, you guys, I'll be here Tuesday through Thursday. And then after that, it's going to be kind of more sporadic. I do want to finish this quilt though. So I'm hoping to pop on during the day, maybe for a couple hours or whatever it is. But we'll keep going. We'll keep going even after this week on our more pop-up times. So again, make sure you're on the live stream, announcement text message list here. There's a link below for that, and you'll get the text messages when we're going live. That's all we use them for, is just when we go live. So awesome, you guys. Thanks again. I will see you tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Have a lovely evening. Good night.